Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New England Patriots 10-year rebuild here on Madden 24. That is right. We're back, baby. And it's episode number 7, year number 7, and we are still on the lookout for a championship. We don't have many more years left to go in this rebuild. We've got 7, 8, 9, and 10. So including this episode, we have 4 years to win a championship, at least one. But good thing is, Bryce Young seems to be taking that next step to superstardom, so that's awesome. He's getting really good. His throw power could be a little bit higher, but those accuracies are beyond perfect. So, I mean, he's becoming the future MVP. I can see it in my eyes. I can see it. We've got a decent offensive line. We've got an X-Factor tight end. We've got a great running back. We've got 3 amazing receivers that I trust. And then on defense, we've got an okay defense. It's not amazing. Our defensive line's pretty decent. We've got Gary, who we drafted in the first round, I think, this past offseason. Tracy Gary, who's an absolute stud, and I'm hoping has superstar, if not X-Factor. Then we have Christian Gonzalez, who's awesome. We have Byron Murphy, who's okay. We have 2 really good safeties, 2 really good linebackers, 1 okay linebacker. This team's good. This team's good enough to win a championship. We just have to hopefully get the right simulation. That's really all it is. We are rocking the Chiefs playbook on offense and Buffalo playbook on defense. We could change Buffalo's defense. I don't know if it's the best for us. We are going to rock spread offense, and should we go base 4-3? 3-4? I don't know if I want to rock a 3-4, though. I know it's the best scheme fit, but I don't think a 3-4 is the best for us. So we're going to rock a base 4-3 still. I think that's better. We just don't have the linebacker depth. We have better defensive line depth than we do linebacker depth. So we're going to rock spread and base 4-3. And hopefully we get the right simulation. We're going to have our season goal set to be win the Super Bowl, because we're in that crunch time. We got to win the Super Bowl. We got to do it. It's got to happen. And we have the team that can get it done. We've got a good quarterback. We got a good running back, good offense in general. The offensive line isn't amazing, but it's good enough to get the job done. And then on defense, we've got serviceable defense, a defense that can make some turnovers, cause some mishaps, and win us some ball games. So that's the goal. I'm going to simulate to the midseason mark. I mean, our splits are 91 offense, 87 defense, 89 overall. We are a good team. We might be the best team in all of the NFL. So let's simulate to the midseason mark, see where we're at, figure out what's going on halfway through the year, see if we can make any adjustments, and then go from there. But I will see you guys then. Hit that like button if you go and enjoy. Subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get started. We've made it to the midseason mark, and we sit at 6-0. Oh, yeah. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the morale in our favor. We've got the record in our favor. Yes, sir. Bryce Young is playing up to a 98. Devonta Smith is killing it. Hess is killing it. J-Mo's doing well. And then on the defensive side of things, you love to see everything here. It's going. And Gary's got X-Factor. Tracy Gary, future of the franchise. Reveal a rookie's X-Factor potential. We drafted a superstar X-Factor defensive tackle, Tracy Gary. What a freaking stud. And you know what? Since he is such a studly man, I'm going to make him look studly on the field. So we're going to go and upgrade his equipment if I can. How does one go about doing that in this new era of Madden? Can I not upgrade his equipment? I can't edit it? Edit appearance. Oh, I got to go in it like this? Oh, Madden, you suck. This is... okay, whatever. Let's change him up a little bit. Let's make him look scary. Okay, so let's give him... what kind of face mask should we give him, or helmet style should we give him? I want him with like a full cage. I think that could be pretty fun. So something like that maybe, or not like that. Those helmets look stupid. I like this one. We should give him probably this one, the robot, and then unless we can find like a like this one. That one might be good, but I don't like the bar down the middle. What do we give him? Yes, this is the one I was looking for. There we go. That's the one. That's like the Jason Pierre-Paul. And then we give him a dark visor, because of course he needs a dark visor. And then his mouth guard, we'll give him a black mouth guard. Or no, red mouth guard, so he can stick out a little bit. Face marks, he can have warrior face paint all over. And his helmet will stay the same. There we go. Now he's looking vicious. And then we'll go to his arms, and we will make him have... Can I make him have the no, I don't want to have sleeves. Can I not give him, like, the brace? I want to give him, like, an arm brace or something, because he's a brutal warrior. He's been through it. Oh, I have to go to elbow for that. That's right. Okay, so let's give him a big old brace. So he can wear that one on his right elbow, and then he can wear this big old brace on his right elbow. Yes. Yes. And he's got normal wrist tape, but he's gonna wear max wrist tape if I can give it. Can I give him? There it is, max wrist tape on both hands, or on both wrists. And he's got the full white gloves. There's double bands. Where's the wrist tape at? There's max wrist tape. Oh, look at this dude. This dude's a stud. You don't want to mess with that. Let me get his jersey fixed. Make sure he's got the right jersey. Yeah, I want to have him have a tight jersey. No back plate. Can I give him an undershirt maybe? Let me give him an undershirt. I don't really think that does anything. Oh, should we give him a neck pad as a defensive tackle? That could be studly. Oh, but his hair glitches through it. That's kind of stupid. But I feel like he needs a neck pad as a defensive tackle. Let's give him this one. I know his hair glitches through it, but let's give him the neck roll. Oh, yeah. Okay. My man is the real deal now. That's an X-Factor defensive tackle. Save the changes. He's ready to go, baby. He is ready to go. But other than that, we don't really need to do anything else. Okay, so we are 6-0. Headed into the final half of the season, second half of the season. There's an outside linebacker at the top of the draft. That could be interesting. I don't really know who needs a new contract. Is there anybody that needs a new contract? Devonta Smith needs a new contract. So does Javonte Williams, Delvin Boone. Oh, no, there's some good players. There's some really good players that need new contracts, especially like Marcus Jones, who I enjoy. Oh, no. Delvin Boone wants to be here. That's good. We might have to trade Javonte Williams, even though he's the one that wants less money, but he doesn't want to be here. Why doesn't he want to be here? What's the problem? Oh, he wants to be in a warm weather state, and Massachusetts certainly is not that. What happens to my cap space if I pay Devonta Smith? We might have to trade Devonta, because I want to keep Delvin Boone. I'm going to re-sign Delvin Boone. We're going to re-sign him for the entirety of the contract, or for the rest of this 10 years that we have left. And we're going to pay him 8.5 and 11, and he's coming back. Delvin Boone has returned, and we are slightly under on Devonta Smith. And then Javonte Williams, we'd have enough to bring him back, but we probably have to overpay slightly since he doesn't want to be here at all. So what about if I offer him that? He's happy to sign and continue. So we have 8.2 million, and I also want to bring back... Who do I want to bring back? Marco Flowers probably not worth it. Kind of want to bring back Marcus Jones, and he's not going to cost anything, so we'll get him back. 5.8 million. We're going to have to trade Devonta Smith, it looks like, because there's nobody else that I really want back. So, all right, this offseason's going to be just got a little bit more interesting trading Devonta Smith, but that's what happens, man. That's what happens. Hopefully we can win a championship with him, so it's not for naught, but let's go to the end of the season, go to the playoffs, see where this team is at. Maybe Just maybe an undefeated season? I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'll see you guys there. All right, so unfortunately, we didn't go undefeated. We only lost 4 games. We won the division, and somehow that wasn't good enough to be the #1 seed. I guess the Colts won 14 games, or they won something. They won a good amount because it wasn't good enough to get the #1 seed, and we have to go and play in the wild card. The Colts are better than us, apparently. But Bryce Young, I did take a little peek. He's led the league in passing yards this year. 4,800 yards, 41 touchdowns to 5 picks. That is a Patrick Mahomes season. That might be an MVP season for Bryce Young. Oh, that's big. And he had 70% completion percentage. He had a phenomenal year. That's got to be MVP numbers. Javonte Williams, we re-signed him. He had 1,000 yards, 17 touchdowns. Devonta Smith had 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns. And Chase Hess had 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns because obviously the tight end's going to get a ton of production in the Kansas City playbook. And then I keep wanting to say Devontae Booker or Devin Booker or something like that. Dre Booker is his name. He had 896 yards, 2 touchdowns. J-Mo hasn't really produced like crazy, but he's still done serviceable. And then defensively, we had 131 tackles from Michael Irons. What a stud this man is. Absolute stud. Deion Pleasant, 85 tackles. Byron Murphy had 84. The corners get a lot of tackles. The DBs do, for sure. 18 tackles for loss for our rookie with 56 tackles, 6 sacks. Oh, Tracy Gary, you're a stud. I love you. Keon White had 16 tackles for loss. Barmore had 16. Delvin Boone had 10. Sack leader was Uche, as you would expect. He's the X-Factor edge rusher. 6 for Gary and Barmore, 3.5 for White, and then 1 for a couple guys, a half for a couple guys. 3 picks for Michael Irons. That could be Defensive Player of the Year. 130 plus tackles, 8 tackles for loss, a sack, and 3 picks. That definitely has a chance at Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know if he'll win it, but it's got a shot. He's definitely in the conversation. 2 picks for Murphy and David Long, and then 1 for a couple other guys. Very good season from the boys. Absolutely awesome. And now we have a chance. This is our shot to win a Super Bowl. We're taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to jump in and we're going to play these games. Well, we're going to simulate these games and see if we can get a W and go to the Super Bowl and win it, because I do not want my one loss, my one failure in these 10 years rebuilds to be the Patriots. It can't happen. I wouldn't be upset if it was another team, but it cannot be the Patriots. So we got to go in here, get the job done. I'll see you guys in the playoffs. Let's try to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in Foxborough. 7-0 already. Oh, it's 14-0 already. It's getting ugly. It's 21-0, 28-0. The defense is killing. 28-7, 28-14. They're starting to come back here. 35-14. Okay, boys, come on. 42-14. This one's over. Ball game, baby. Everybody's going home. 49-14. We're moving on to the divisional. Awesome. This offense just destroyed everybody at the beginning of the game. And the defense was, I'm assuming, causing some turnovers. Trevor Lawrence had 197 yards, no touchdowns. Bryce Young had 335 and 5 touchdowns. He is Patrick Mahomes. I said in the end of last episode that he was becoming the next Patrick Mahomes. Oh, it's over with. It's Jover. Bryce Young has become Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to lead us to the promised land. That's basically what's going to happen. It's been written in the stars. It's going to happen. We go to the divisional round. I don't know who we're playing, but we move to the divisional round to play the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Okay, I'll see you there. It is a chilly one in Foxborough in the divisional round. We lead 7-0, but Lamar's fighting back at 7-7, 10-7, 14-10. No, a turnover, I think, 21-10. Come on, boys. We don't score at the end of the half. It's 28-10. It's 28-10 with them having the ball. I'm a little bit terrified right now. 31-10 in the third quarter might be too much to overcome. Lamar Jackson might have just come into Foxborough in New England in the snow and might have just beaten the Patriots. And I cannot see these Ravens defenders. It's so tough to see them in the white. They've got the white jerseys on in the snow. It is hard in the streets to see these guys, and I just turned it over at the start of the fourth quarter there. Uh-oh. Our dreams might have been dashed by the Baltimore Ravens. This, I'd say, is not super good. This is not good. We might have just lost to the Baltimore Ravens because we need to score a ton of points and not a whole lot of time to do it. Let's see if we can get it done on 2nd and 9. Gary, I'm using the rookie X Factor. Oh, he got through quickly, and he got to Lamar, but not quick enough. Good tackle from Nolan Smith. 3rd and 4. I don't think this is going to go too well for us. 3rd and 4, we're going to try. We are going to try our best to get this done and hold him to possibly a field goal. Tackle him, good job. Snead does it. It's 4th and 2. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this done or not. They do kick the field goal. Back to us. It's 34-10. I think that it's a little too late. The crowd is not in our favor. The momentum is all the way in their favor. And it's a big deficit. I'm going to hit this on Devontae, and it's an interception because Devontae just didn't jump. I pressed the button. Maybe I wasn't underneath the ball. But that's an interception, and that's ball game. We are going to lose in the divisional round. I don't know what I have to do to get a championship with the New England Patriots. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped in. Maybe that was the problem. I don't know, but I don't know what the problem is with this team. This team is so good. That's the thing I'm so confused by. This team is so freaking good. I don't know why we can't win a championship. We're such a good football team. We got studs on both sides of the football. That's not a question. But we just can't seem to win. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped in. Maybe I should have just simulated. Maybe that would have been the best thing. I guess I can do that next episode. Oh, I did get a trophy though. MVP. Win the MVP with one of your players. That means that Bryce Young got it done. I told you those were MVP numbers. How could they not have been? He had barely any interceptions, almost 5,000 yards. The Ravens did manage to get to the Super Bowl against the Lions, though. So if we lose to the eventual Super Bowl champions, I guess that'll be good. Who am I kidding? That's not good. That's not good. Why'd they get rid of the ability to see the past week up on the top? That's so stupid. Who won the Super Bowl? Now I don't know. Now I have to wait until I press season recap. That's so dumb. The Ravens did win. Bryce Young wins MVP. Unfortunately, Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year, not Michael Irons. But we do get MVP with Bryce Young. That's huge. That's a lot of XP. That's a good momentum builder for Bryce. That's big. That's real, real big. But now comes the important part. We have to trade Devonta Smith and get some value back for him. We have to get a stud receiver. I don't know who that stud receiver is going to be, but it's got to happen. I think he's the only player that we have to trade away. Yeah, we're not going to get anything for any of these guys that's significant. So we're just going to trade away Devonta Smith. I don't want to do it, but we don't have any cap space, and we have to get rid of him. So let's trade him away and hopefully get a receiver that's awesome in return. Devonta Smith. We're not going to be able to get anybody crazy because we only have $2 million in cap room. So we're not going to be able to get anybody amazing. Hopefully somebody that's good enough value, I guess. Doug Hewitt. Quentin Johnson's an 85. Rashee Rice. He's too expensive at this point. Maybe we don't go for an absolute stud. Maybe we go for two cheaper, younger guys with good development traits. That could be a possibility. And that might be the option we have to take because we're definitely not going to get a number one receiver with the amount of cap space or the lack of cap space that we have. Jalen Waddle's in Jacksonville? That's crazy. There's Marvin Harrison, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They've got a 99 and a 98. That's insane. Christian Watson isn't developing that great. Neither is Jaden Reed. I would take like these two guys, but they're not. I need the development traits. I'm not going to trade for normal development players. That's just a waste. The Ravens are in a bad spot with their wide receivers. I don't know how they won the Super Bowl. Okay, DK's dropped down to a star development player. That's crazy. Come on, there's got to be a team with 2 star development or better young receivers. There's got to be. I know there is somewhere. I just have to find it. I just got to find it. There's got to be. It's got to happen. Too cheap. We could go for Marcus Easley. I guess that's an option. He's a superstar, and he's slightly less than the cap room. but his contract is up. His rookie deal is up after the next season. That's the only problem. So we'd be right in the same spot. But I think he wouldn't want as much money, so that could be something, I guess. The Chiefs actually, we could take Damian Douglas, and then if they had somebody else, but they don't have anybody else that's a development trait that I want. Ooh, but the Colts fit perfectly. But Lance Wise is a little bit too expensive. Kyle Griffin and Lance Wise. Let me try to get both of these guys. The cap space is -$1 million. We can probably ship on somebody else, right? What's our draft pick looking like? Pick 28. We could probably move on from somebody. So we have Dre Booker, Jamison Williams, and then these two young guys. How about if I throw them Vincent Green? That makes the cap space -$360. Okay, we can work with this because then we can just drop them a tight end who we don't need, like Greg Miller. Perfect. All right, they should accept this. Although they might accept it too easily, so I'm going to try to get a draft pick back in return. Can I get a first-round pick? Ooh, that almost went through, actually. That almost went through. So you know what I might do? I might try to get picks for next year. Let me get a first-rounder from next season. I don't know how good the Colts are going to be. Let me throw in... Oh, yeah, I need a first-round pick for next season. I don't have anymore. Let me throw in a third. I have 2 thirds. Actually, I don't even know if I need a third. Let me give them a 4th for this year. Oh, I might need a third. I might need a second, actually. Let me give them the third, see what happens. Almost. I'd be willing to give them a 4th in 2032. So close. It's probably going to take a 3rd in 2032. But that gives us a first-round pick next season. Boom. Trade done. We got 2 receivers for the price of 1. And we got a first-round pick for next season, which we didn't have already. And both of those guys are under contract for a good amount of time. One of them's under contract for 2 more seasons, and then I think one's under contract for 3 more seasons. So we add Jamison Williams and Dre Booker. We add Wise and Griffin. We're going to generate best lineup. And Booker, J-Mo, Griffin, and Wise. Perfect. So now we don't have a number 1, but Dre Booker can fill that number 1 role if he needs to. I'm assuming he can do that. Okay, I did notice some guys lost their development traits, so I will go back and give them their development traits. Like Christian Gonzalez didn't have that bad of a year, so he'll go back up to superstar. But we moved to free agency, which we don't really have any options, so I'm not even going to focus on free agency. I'm just going to skip right past it, and we're going to move on along to the draft. I have no idea who's in this draft. The only thing I know is that there's an outside linebacker at the top, or at least he was at the beginning of the season. And I definitely could use an outside linebacker, so I hope he dropped. I hope he fell down the boards, and he's not as good as people think he is, but then when we draft him, he's actually a stud. I hope that's how it happens. I doubt it. I don't think that's what's going to be. But maybe it can happen. A girl can dream. Let's take a look at this free agent class. Not this free agent class. This draft class. Private workouts. Who do we got? So this wasn't the guy's name, was it? I don't remember. I don't think that's... Oh, there's a receiver at the top. How good is he? Conrad Cunningham. He looks okay. He doesn't look amazing. I think it was this guy, Dwayne Bingham. I think he was the outside linebacker that I noticed. And he looks pretty good. He does look pretty good. There's some good offensive linemen in this class. Daniel Trenkle. Oh, Daniel Trenkle looks amazing. But we don't really need a tight end. We have Chase Hess already. Robert Schilling, Kurt's son. He looks great too. His man coverage isn't amazing, but he's a speed rusher, so who cares about that? And then you got Kurt Hayes. Oh, this outside linebacker class looks phenomenal. He's not the greatest athlete, but he looks pretty good physically or skill-wise. This outside linebacker class looks immaculate. And the receivers also look pretty good too. This is a pretty good class. This is a pretty good class from what it looks like. I'm going to scout those outside linebackers. I'm going to scout. Let me just take a look at this guy. Mike Bass. Or Bass. It's probably Bass. He's got elite. Oh, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty good, but I think I'm going to scout you, Dwayne Bingham. I'm going to scout Robert Schilling and Curtis Hayes. I want to know those three guys. Because one of them is probably getting drafted by me. If I have to trade up, I will. But let me take a look at the mock draft before we make any decisions. Get a feel for where everybody's going. So, Dwayne Bingham is going first. He's going top 5. But he's not top 5 projection. Then we got down the board. Ooh, Robert Schilling is going to be easier to draft. And even easier is Curtis Hayes. So we have to make our decision on who we think is better. And they have us taking Daniel Trenkle, which I wouldn't be mad at. I mean, he looks phenomenal, but we don't really need a tight end. So I am going to simulate to the draft. We're going to find out those guys. We're going to find out how good they are. We're probably not going to get that first guy, Bingham, but he might not even be as amazing as the other two. So before we get into the draft, we're going to take a look. All right, we know where everybody's going. Are those guys that great? I'm going to add them to my favorites just in case I forget who they are. But Bingham looks like a pretty good athlete and a really good pass rusher. He looks like a really good player. But is he fast enough? That's the problem. There's Robert Schilling. Does he look better? Physically, he might be a little bit better. He doesn't have the skills that Bingham has, but he looks pretty good nonetheless. And then we've got ourselves Curtis Hayes, who isn't as good of an athlete. I think Bingham's the best one. That sucks. Dwayne Bingham is definitely the best one. He's not an amazing athlete, but his moves, his finesse moves, his power moves, all that kind of stuff is just so much better than everybody else. That sucks, big fat ones. Okay, we got to trade with the Jets, I think, right? The Jets were the ones that had that pick? Yeah, they have pick number 5. Oh, that sucks. That really does suck. How are we going to get up to pick number 5 to get Dwayne Bingham? And we can only trade draft picks because we have no money. So, how are we going to do this? The Jets have the number 5 pick in the NFL draft. What do they want for it? They want Chase Hess, a bunch of first-round picks, or Dre Booker and Paris Johnson. Well, that's not going to happen. So, we can just forget about that. And I'll give you my first-round pick in this year. That gets us pretty good. I'll give you my first-round pick in 2032. That gets us really close. Now we're talking. Now we're speaking some languages. And I can give you a 5th rounder this year and a 5th rounder next year. How do you like that? No? Okay. All right. All right. We're not speaking the same language anymore. I can give you a 4th round pick in 2031. All right. Is it going to take a 3rd? I don't really want to give a 3rd, but I can if I have to. Maybe I can keep my 5th. Trade declined. I don't know if that 5th would have done anything. Kind of. It kind of did something. What about if I give a 6th in 2032? Is this going to get it done? Trade offer accepted. So 2 firsts, a 4, a 3, a 5, and a 6 for the 5th overall pick this year. I really hope Bingham is worth it. I really hope Bingham is worth it. Otherwise, we just traded up for a bust. So the Commanders have the first pick in the draft. They will take Danny Watford, right tackle, Florida State. Broncos are up next. They take Ben White, right tackle, Florida. Florida produces some good tackles. Chris Monroe goes to the Bucks from Florida, and then Conrad Cunningham goes to the Panthers. And now we're up, and Dwayne Bingham is our guy. We're taking him, power rusher. Hidden development out of Kansas State. That's what we needed. He's going to probably replace Nolan Smith pretty soon. A 90 acceleration, 83 speed, 87 strength. But the reason we took him wasn't his physicals. It was his skills. A finesse moves, A hit power, A power moves, A pursuit, A awareness, A tackle, B play rec. His block sheds A to B. He's going to be a stud. He is going to be a freaking studly boy. And now we can basically just end the draft. I don't really care what the CPU does. If I had a second round pick, I probably would have used it, but it doesn't matter at this point. We got our guy. I'm just thankful he was hidden development. If he would have been normal development, I would have kind of been sad. I might have cried a little bit. I might have shed a tear. One singular tear. Draft recap. Show me 80 plus. 82 overall for Dwayne Bingham. He is already better than Nolan Smith, I'm pretty sure. And he's hidden development. He's going to develop so well. Oh, it was worth it. It was worth it, boys. Dwayne Bingham is him. Everybody else isn't that great. That's okay. We got our guy. How good was this draft class? Because it seemed pretty good off rip. Dwayne Bingham was tied for the best player in the class. Mike Bass also was the best player, and I kind of figured that. He looked amazing when we took a peek at him. Conrad Cunningham's a 79. How are those other outside linebackers? Robert Schilling was only a 75, and he has hidden development, but it's probably only star. What about anybody else? There was one more outside linebacker that we were looking at. Where is he? Where is he? Is he down here that bad? Oh no. Did we dodge a bullet? Did I pass him? No, here he is. Curtis Hayes is a 72. We dodged a massive bullet. I'm so happy I didn't draft him. And he got taken in the second round too. Oh, that's so huge. That's so huge. Where's that tight end at? There he is. Trinkle's only a 74 with normal. He looked amazing, and he only has normal development. 74. We got the steal of the draft, boys. 82 overall, tied for the best in the class. Technically, he is the best in the class because he was ranked higher than Bass. At 82 overall, Dwayne Bingham, pairing him alongside Michael Irons and Josh Uche. Oh man, that linebacking core looks amazing now. Our receiving core looks better. The offensive line's good. Obviously, tight end is good. And then having our generate best lineup. They want Bingham on the outside on the right outside with Uche on the left. I don't hate that. And Bingham will start right away because Smith is only an 80 overall. Oh, boys, we got ourselves a beast. We got ourselves a beast. Okay, you love to see it. You just love to see it. That's all. You just love to see it, man. Absolute, utter amazingness. And I'm actually going to start our star safety or our star tackle because he has star development. So why not have him start over the guy that has normal? It makes a lot of sense. So, and it looks like that running back had hidden development that they drafted this year, so that's cool. But we've only got 3 more episodes to go. We got to win a championship. It's make or break time coming up. It's got to happen. And I think it will. Bryce Young's coming off of MVP season. I think we can only go up from here. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.